If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
After years of dominating discussions and brushing aside opposing views on The View, Whoopi Goldberg finally faced someone who wasn't afraid to push back, and push back hard. What started as a typical on-air exchange quickly escalated into a jaw-dropping confrontation that no one saw coming. In a moment that sent shockwaves through daytime television and lit up social media, Karoline Leavitt stepped into the spotlight and delivered a verbal counterpunch that left the studio in stunned silence. Leavitt didn't just argue, she dismantled. With razor-sharp clarity, she called out what she described as years of hypocrisy and double standards, pointing directly at Whoopi's own record. It wasn't personal, it was powerful. For once, Goldberg, known for her commanding presence and quick comebacks, had nothing to say. The tables had turned, and viewers could feel the shift in real time. Behind the scenes, the drama didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. ABC executives are reportedly scrambling, holding late-night emergency meetings, as rumors swirl about major changes to the show's lineup. Speculation about potential firings is heating up, and for the first time in a long time, Whoopi's future on The View is uncertain. So what exactly did Karoline say that cracked the studio wide open? Whatever it was, it's clear this wasn't just another talk show moment. It was a reckoning.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first.
The clash sparked when Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar tried to lecture Karoline Leavitt on the virtues of wokeness. What was supposed to be a simple segment turned into a full-blown showdown. Whoopi led with her usual condescension, trying to paint Leavitt as out of touch. Joy added her jab. Oh, so now we're judging women based on their looks. The audience chuckled, but Karoline didn't flinch. She didn't raise her voice. Instead, she calmly fired back with facts, exposing the panel's selective outrage. The room's energy shifted. It wasn't Karoline who looked out of place. It was the hosts, struggling to regain control. What followed wasn't just awkward TV. It was a real, bold challenge to the status quo.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
It was a statement, so steeped in hypocrisy that it practically reverberated, especially considering the panel's long history of tearing down conservative women. But Karoline Leavitt wasn't about to let it slide. Without missing a beat, she leaned in and fired a question so sharp it cut through the noise. Whoopi, do you even hear yourself? The words hit like a thunderclap. The studio went silent. That one line, simple yet devastating, shook the conversation to its core. Viewers at home erupted across social media, calling it the moment in The View's history. Clips of the exchange spread like wildfire, with people praising Karoline for voicing what many had been thinking for years. It wasn't just a clapback, it was a reckoning. In that instant, the power dynamics on set shifted, perhaps permanently.
Do you want to take this?
No, you cannot be attractive and smart. I will try to give Joy the benefit of, oh, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark.
The tables had finally turned. For once, the usual bullies weren't dishing it out, they were taking it. The smug dismissals, the eye rolls, the constant condescension that had become routine on The View were suddenly met with something they weren't used to. Real pushback. Karoline Leavitt didn't just defend herself, she flipped the script entirely. In a space where conservative voices are often talked over or brushed aside, she delivered a moment of clarity that couldn't be ignored. The panel, so accustomed to holding the upper hand, looked caught off guard, unprepared for someone who refused to play by their rules. And just like that, the dynamic shifted. The ones who usually controlled the conversation were left scrambling to recover, while Karoline stood her ground, letting the silence speak for itself.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
That was so good. So good.
The aftermath has been nothing short of explosive. Behind the glossy daytime, smiles, insiders describe the atmosphere at The View as tense, chaotic, and teetering on the edge of full-blown crisis. Whispers in the hallways from longtime staffers suggest that this moment, this confrontation, might be the spark that ignites sweeping changes behind the scenes. Something has shifted, and there's no going back. The silence that followed Karoline Leavitt's pointed comeback still lingers in the air. "You sit here preaching about women's empowerment," she said, locking eyes with Whoopi. "But when a conservative woman succeeds, you claim it's because of her looks. That's the realism." You could hear a pin drop. Even Joy Behar, usually quick to interrupt, sat frozen, stunned into rare silence. But Karoline didn't stop there. She kept the pressure on, her voice calm and unwavering. "Wokeness isn't about equality anymore," she continued. "It's become a political weapon to silence anyone who disagrees. And Whoopi, you prove that every single day on this show." The audience gasped, not in laughter or applause, but in disbelief. It was raw, unfiltered, and undeniably real. Within minutes, social media was ablaze. Hashtags like #TryExposed and Karoline The View began trending nationwide as millions replayed the clip, calling it one of the most unforgettable moments in the show's history. Whatever comes next, one thing is certain: The View will never be the same.
While I vow to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
In the scenes at ABC, panic set in quickly. Executives scrambled into damage control mode as word leaked that producers were furious over Whoopi Goldberg's handling of the infamous exchange. Sponsors, already concerned about the show's polarizing tone, started pulling back, and longtime viewers began tuning out. Then came the shocker. Whoopi was noticeably absent from the next episode. ABC said she was taking time to reflect, but no one bought it. It was clear Whoopi was on thin ice. The fallout grew. Ratings dropped. Advertisers pulled back. Executives faced a tough choice: stick with the current divisive formula or bring some balance to The View. For a show that's been built on controversy, things had shifted. The View wasn't just in trouble. It was on the edge. Whoopi's absence signaled the cracks in the foundation of a show that once had cultural clout. The big question: did Karoline Leavitt deliver the final blow? Her takedown shifted the entire dynamic. With the backstage chaos, viral backlash, and Whoopi's disappearance, it feels like the beginning of the end for The View. What do you think? Was this the most brutal moment in The View history? Should ABC make major changes, or is it too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you found this breakdown compelling. And don't forget to subscribe for more sharp takes. Stay tuned.